this again. Alright, part 2. Let's start this. Alright, so yeah, let me just continue with the albums quickly from April and March, and then we'll go on to festivals and concerts that we've been to or that we've heard about, and like, let's say we'll review, let's say, certain festivals that we've seen performances of, that kind of thing. So in April, Khaled released Free Spirit. I don't know if you listen to Khaled.
No, I don't.
Okay. Huncho, I remember in the group chat, guys were talking about his Utopia album.
I heard about it, yeah.
Yeah, but did you listen?
Briefly, but I can't remember it.
So, that seems like most of the music now.
Stick.
Yeah. Anderson .Paak's Ventura. I really enjoyed that. I definitely recommend it to whoever is listening or watching. Definitely. Standouts. Make It Better. The first track with Andre 3000. He has something called Come Home. It's very soundtracky type music, I suppose. I think he had what's her name on that album? Forgot her name. He had Brandy on it. Jasmine Sullivan, that's the one that I was thinking of. He had her on it. Andre 3000. Nate Dogg, he had a song with Nate Dogg on it as well. It was quite good. Like, it's as if they were working together. Did well together. But yeah, I enjoyed the track with Brandy, Jet Black. He had a song called King James. I think he was saluting. What's his name? Oh, what's the basketballer's name? James LeBron James.
Oh, LeBron James.
LeBron James, that's the one. He was saluting LeBron James and someone else. I forgot who it was. Good Hills, I liked it with Jasmine Sullivan on it. Come Home, Andre 3000 killed it, as he usually does on features. Logic's other album came out, Supermarket. Do you remember? Yeah. Do you remember that coming out?
Is that the one we're talking about?
No. That's Confessions of a Dangerous Mind.
Yeah, I know that one. I don't know the other one.
Yeah, Supermarket. That one was quite low key. I didn't listen to it though. Like I said, I've been drowning. Oh no, I moved to March. Sorry, that was out in March. Still in April. Tech 9, Nina. Schoolboy Q's album. We were just talking about him. Crash Talk. Did you listen to it? No. I listened to it. It wasn't. I don't know. It didn't resonate as much. Like, as in normally with Schoolboy Q's albums, I would listen to it for like a month or so, and then. But for some reason, I think it's just the influx of music.
Yeah.
I think people thought it was average, and actually, when I think about the album in comparison with his last ones, in a sense, because it didn't have like a distinctive concept like he does in his previous albums, but I still felt like it was worth a listen, like as a Schoolboy Q fan. So, but the way that music is now, it's like you don't have time to dwell on stuff. Lastly, in this month, Beyonce's Homecoming live album. I know you listened to that.
Yep.
What do you think of it?
Well, I loved the performance. I mean, I don't really like listening to live music through my earphones because I feel like it just doesn't sound as good as watching it. Like, it's not the same, basically.
I agree.
The only reason I like the album is because the new song. What's the new song she had on that album? She released a new song. Before I Let Go. Where she did the challenge.
Is that near the end?
It's like the second last song.
It was a long album to listen to. I remember a good 2 hours I was listening to that.
And then there was like a challenge for it as well.
Oh, I've been on. I swear that was that new?
I feel like it's not.
No, it's not. Shining, wasn't that a new song?
Shine? No.
What album is that on?
Isn't that DJ Khaled's song?
Is it?
With Jay-Z and Beyonce. Yeah. Shine. That definitely DJ Khaled, because Beyonce would not release a song like that with Jay-Z. It's definitely DJ Khaled.
Okay, cool. To be honest, what you're saying, the thing is, I didn't watch the performance. I said that I was going to watch it, but I listened to it and I was amazed.
You didn't watch the performance? Oh, no, you need to watch it.
I know people said, "Oh, you need to watch the performance." I didn't. I just heard the album. I saw it on your page. If you want to plug in your page right now,
Music and Life.
Music and Life.
Yeah.
Blog, is it?
Blog, yeah.
Yeah. You can't remember.
Change it.
I'll put it in. I'll
Yeah,
put it
thanks.
in. No, but yeah, I saw on your thing that you said Beyonce released a new album, and then I was like, okay, let me check it out. Then checked out the album. I didn't even know that there was the performance. I thought she just released it as the album. So then that's why I just listened to the album. And then I just loved it from then. I was like,
you need to watch them. Even the documentary in general is just incredible. Like the work, the effort that she put in for that performance was just... And I remember watching it live.
I could hear it.
Doing it.
I can hear it. Like the thing is, that's the thing about...
It's perfect.
That's why I like the album so much, because I could hear... I was like, I wish I could watch this, because I didn't know it was out. But then I was like, I can hear how the performance is, if that makes sense. Yeah. As in, I can hear the effort. I can feel the soul that's in it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I loved it from there. And the transitions were crazy. Really good. I felt like the sequencing was perfect. And I felt as though if anyone needs further proof that Beyonce is like the successor of the performer that Michael Jackson is, this is proof. Yeah. Like, flat out. I don't know what else she could do to kind of prove herself. You know what I mean? And I haven't even watched it. That's the thing. So imagine I watched it. Yeah, it's that. Then if we go to March, there's Solange, When I Get Home. I really wanted to mention Solange in comparison to Beyonce, because I felt as though Solange's one album wasn't...
Is that the one where she wasn't really talking? She wasn't really singing?
She was singing a few. She was like, I turned
it off. I started listening to it and I just turned off. But the thing is, Solange is one of the people, she has her own fans. Like, I'm not a fan of Solange. I can't tell you one song of her.
What about A Seat at the Table? Did you listen to that? A Seat at the Table was good.
I don't know.
That's the thing.
I don't think I finished the album. I can't tell you one Solange song.
Cranes in the Sky? You don't know that one?
I mean, I've heard of it, but I can't tell you how it goes.
Okay, I see.
Like, for me, I just don't.
You don't gravitate. For me at all. Yeah. I can understand that.
And especially when I heard that album, and I was like, what am I listening? Is this a joke? Like, no.
That's the thing. When I heard it, I was just like, nah, this isn't A Seat at the Table. Or it's like, it seems too pretentious. That's what I keep on telling people. I feel like with that album, it was trying to do something artsy fartsy. Yeah. And I felt like, nah, I don't really like that. But before people kind of criticize me for saying that, I did enjoy A Seat at the Table a lot. So and you can actually also, I wanted to put this on camera and on microphone as well. I wanted to say that if you look at the album covers for both of those albums, and you tell me that she's not trying to be pretentious, then, because in one of them it's kind of like plain, this is me, and the other one it just seemed like she's trying to do too much. Yeah. It's the same pose, and it's like she's trying to do the same thing, but she was just trying to take it that extra step further, but she didn't need to. Zakari, I don't know if you listen to him. Run Wild, Run Free. I've heard him on a couple tracks. He's on like that Love track with Kendrick.
Is he?
Yeah. He's the singer in that one. Run Wild, Run Free. I wrote it down, but didn't get to listen to it.
Oh, he's the one that sings the chorus in Love. Oh, he's got a nice voice.
Yeah. I think that's why I wanted to listen to him. And Logic, that's when Supermarket came out. King Combs, I remember you put me onto that one. King Combs, Sincerely C3. I did enjoy it on the first listen, but I can't lie, I didn't return to it. But not out of the fact that I just didn't remember.
Yeah, like I said before, like that to me reminds me of like 90s music. Like it doesn't sound like today's rap.
Yeah. That's what I did appreciate as well.
I like, and especially what's the one that reminded me exactly of it was Jay-Z's and Heaven Sent, the first track.
Yeah.
The first track that reminded me, even though that wasn't the original, but it reminded me of Jay-Z and Foxy Brown's Good to You or something like that. I forgot what it was called. Literally, like, and the thing about King Combs is that, so I've been following him for a while. Yeah. Even when he used to release mixtapes before. And he's a big Biggie fan.
As you would be.
His dad.
Yeah.
and a big Jay-Z fan. So
makes sense.
Like, you can see a lot of their influences in some of the songs he's been releasing before and even now. But yeah, no, I think, do you know what? I think the thing about King Kong is that I personally think he has potential if he sticks to a specific sound. Like, if he doesn't try to now suddenly like fit in with everybody else. Like, same thing with his dad. His dad was unique. I think he should just stick with it and just. I don't know. I think I'm rooting for him. I like him.
No, I do like him as well. From what I did listen to, I could get behind him, and I wish I did sit with the album a little bit more. But there's been so many. The same thing happened last season with the winter albums.
Yeah.
Same thing with Dave's album. I didn't listen to it too much after that. Not out of the fact that I didn't like it, but like I said, I didn't think I was going to return to it. And same thing as Little Sim's album, I wanted to return to, but I just didn't manage to. Okay, so let me end off with Yellow Wolf Trunk Music 3. That was in March as well. I did enjoy that quite a bit. And felt as though, what can I remember about it? There's one track, I think he's talking about him, what was it? He was talking about how he first got onto weed, smoking weed. Who? And how, Yellow Wolf. Oh. And how it was about like peer pressure. Was it that one? Or was it, I think it was peer pressure, and then he put one girl onto it and stuff like that, and that kind of thing. It was like a interesting take and a unique story that he was doing, and I felt like he deserved definitely more recognition of that mixtape, definitely. But yeah, moving on. Festivals and concerts. I was going to say, which festivals and which concerts have you heard about or have you attended?
I've only attended one this year because I retired from festivals. I went to the Ends Festival in Croydon.
Yeah.
I went on the day Nas was headlining. But I saw, who did I see perform?
I was there as well, so I'll help you
out.
Who did I see? Gets. There was A2.
Yep. Who's the girl?
Nadia
Rose.
I caught her last song.
Airplane Mode. Yeah, Nadia Rose.
And I didn't listen to it.
They did a Nipsey tribute.
Yes, the Nipsey tribute. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you find that? How did you find the Nipsey tribute?
I think it was nice. They released balloons for him as well. They played his songs. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else they could have done really for the tribute.
Yeah.
It fit.
Yeah, it fit. To be honest, I was kind of scared that they were gonna just gonna play his music. I was glad when they put the video of him talking.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so when they did that, and then you caught it and sent it to me, thank you. I really appreciated that. And they caught like one of his best lines.
What line?
You know the one about the highest human actors to inspire. I was actually, because I watched that Rap Radar interview, and I felt like, wow, this is the thing. And that's what I put on the PicThink Instagram. Because when I heard the news, I put that quote. Because I felt like that's pretty much what he does. Because whenever I listen to him, that's what I get. I get someone that's trying to uplift or motivate.
Yeah.
Motivate through the music and uplift through like the lyrics.
Yeah.
Or like, not uplift, that's not the word I'm looking for. I'm looking for, what's the word when you try to plant an idea in someone's head? Basically drop gems.
Yeah.
In the lyrics. So that's why I appreciated it. And so he was supposed to perform at the Ends. That would have been the first time I would have been able to see him live.
Same.
So it's unfortunate.
The highest human act is to inspire. Amen. You know what I mean? And so for me, it's like, what factor make me like the music? You know, what really is it? And I think it's like the music that inspires you. That's what you really, that's the stuff you play over and over again. That's the music. And you got shit that entertain you, shit that, you know, motivates you. But I think at the core, all that inspires you to dance. It inspires you to get some money. It inspires you to fall in love. But it inspires you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think that's the goal of making music, is to inspire some emotional reaction from people, you know?
was going to say, did you get into Nipsey Hussle's music before or after?
I liked Nipsey. See, the thing about Nipsey is that he's one of those people, like, even, okay, say, for example, this situation, he's one of those people that if you listen to rap music, I would say it's very unlikely you haven't heard him on a song.
Yeah.
So I feel like with me before, like, because I remember when, what's the album came out? What's this album?
Victory Lap.
Victory Lap came out, and the chat, and everyone was like, oh, you remember it was like, for the Grammys, and you lot were saying, oh, Victory Lap should have won.
Yeah, we say it's not going to win, but it should win. Yeah. Kept on saying
I still don't, like, I still stand by what I said, and even Victory Lap for me isn't my favourite project of Nipsey.
What did you say?
I said I don't think it, I think for what was the category?
Was it Best Rap Album?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, well, not that it shouldn't have won, but I knew Cardi's would win.
Oh, yeah. I see.
There's no way.
We all knew that Cardi would win. We all knew that. That's the thing. We all said, it's Cardi, Travis.
But I feel like the reason why as well I don't think Nipsey should win, because I feel like Nipsey, that album was too good to even be on the same category as Cardi B's album. They're not the same.
What do you mean too good?
Like, as in, for me, Nipsey music is more than rap. Like you said, that everything you hear is a lesson. Like, it's deep. It's actually very deep. I don't think it's fair to put it on the same level as Cardi B's Invasion of Privacy. There's no competition in that sense. But in terms of, obviously, Grammys is about popularity, and there's no way Nipsey would have won.
I think it should be a balance of both, but I get what you mean, as in, like, it's mainly...
Yeah. Like, I would put impact. Nipsey with people like Kendrick, with people like... You can't compare pop album to a rap album.
But it is rap album category, though, rather than pop album.
Yeah, but I would say Cardi B's is more pop.
But that's the thing. So then, shouldn't we just say that Cardi B shouldn't be in there? And it should be...
True.
That's true. But, of course, you can't not have Cardi B's in there, because she is a rapper and she just basically impacted culture differently with that album.
Yeah. So anyway, back to a question. So I listened to his music, but I would say that around the Victory Lap thing, I listened to his interviews more than I would listen to his music. Okay, so I started to think, who is this Nipsey guy that everyone keeps? So I remember MMG had an album and he was on it. Don't remember what the song was back in the day when I used to have iTunes. And I remember, like, he'll come on a verse and I'm like, oh, okay. Kind of good kind of thing. But he was one of those people for me at the time that I'd hear on a track, but I always assumed that Nipsey was big. Not like, it's only as time went on, I was like, oh, he's not actually big. He's still kind of upcoming. But I always just assumed, you know, when those people hear on a song that just like J. Cole now, when he's on a verse, you know J. Cole's big. Like, he just needs to spit a bit and you know who he is. For me, I always used to think when Nipsey was on these songs that he was big. And then even when the Grammys thing came about, I was still thinking, but Nipsey's big, kind of thing. I wasn't realising that he wasn't, he was only just getting mainstream. Like, he had his fans from before, obviously, but it's only became... But yeah, anyway, after he died, so I'd already watched his interviews, etc., etc. So I know he's a spiritual person. He always talks gems. And I always liked his partnership with YG. Like, I always liked how they played off each other. And I loved the fact that even though YG was blood and Nipsey was a Crip, like, I always think, but they're different. Like, how are they best friends like this? And so I always liked that. But I never really, like, talked about how much I like Nipsey. Or like, because it's just one of those things, like, he's just one of those people that, it's like you as a J. Cole fan, J. Cole's kind of low-key. Like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's just one of those people you just...
you just assume that that they, like, I have certain people like that. I assume that they're bigger than they are. But
just,
when it comes down to it, they're not. I know what you mean.
But then when he died,
let's move on to the Nipsey tribute now. Since we're going in that direction, we'll come back to the festivals and all that stuff. So that what was your first impression of him? And
I just thought that he just spoke facts. He just speaks facts. Like, I remember even his Breakfast Club interview. Like, he's just very knowledgeable. He knows what he's talking about. And like I said, he wants to inspire people, and I like that. Like, that's the type of rapper I see him as. So I don't really put him on the same same level as. To me, he's meaningful. Like he does meaningful rap.
Yeah.
When he died, I would say that I then started to watch his interviews again, and I was taking different things from it.
Yeah.
So I feel like sometimes you take for granted because it's always there. Because he always speaks the same thing, basically. You just, it's Nipsey kind of thing.
Yeah.
But now he's died, you're like...
What specifically would you say?
What he said.
Like, what stands out to you as, oh, wait, so... Like, you know how you said that, you took it for granted?
Yeah.
But let's say, for example, what topic of interest or what topic...
I like his idea of investing in your own.
Yeah.
Because, like, even that song when he said, I made something off retail, I think it's on Racks in the Middle, he says that. But he always says it. But even the marathon store, like, I've always seen people in clothing. But when you actually deep the fact, like, it's only after he died that I realised he owned the whole lot. I didn't know he owned the whole lot.
Yeah.
I knew marathon store.
Yeah.
But he was genuinely a businessman. And he invested in himself. And I feel like that to me is a lesson that I want to learn. Like, I need to learn how to invest in myself, because that's what he did, really. Invest in yourself. That's really the main thing. And also, like you said, the marathon, even the whole concept of the marathon, something that is ongoing. Yeah. It's not a quick ending. And really, that's life. Like, you don't know when it's going to stop. You don't know when you're going to stop. But
facts.
You have to keep going. And that, to me, I think that's the best motto he could possibly leave.
I'm glad you touched on it. And the thing is, I was going to ask it as, like, one of the last questions. But I felt as though... With his music, it's always been motivational, like what you're saying. But it's like after he died, and to think of his trajectory, it's kind of like everything seems so versified.
Yeah.
Everything seems so poetic.
Yeah.
In what he's saying, even to his death, and it seems as though even though it's a tragedy, it still seems kind of beautiful in a sense, if that makes sense. Yeah. And it makes sense even with against the higher video. Yeah. It's so weird how everything just seems like it was designed, even though I don't want to say that it was designed for him to die like that, but it seemed as though his life was like what's the word I'm looking for? It was just poetic, basically. Yeah. So, like, even when I'm listening to his music, there's a line that always sticks out to me. I forget what track I think it's in one of the middle tracks of Victory Lap. But he always says, you have to pace yourself. It's all about your breathing. And I always, like, I'm cycling to work and I'm taking this as, of course, it's like, it can mean, like, pace yourself physically, like, as an actual, like, jog or like a run or activity. But at the same time, pace yourself in life, as in, like, don't necessarily compare yourself to other people sprinting and then getting to, and then fading out, fizzling out. Take your time, have patience. See, even in that song, dedication, hard work plus patience. It's like everything that he's saying is like, it's got an extra level of meaning.
Yeah, exactly.
Despite it being simple and easy to grasp, if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't have to be super lyrical to kind of resonate.
Yeah. It's
just like, he says these like simple truths that will like hit you.
Yeah.
And that's what I appreciate about him. That's what I did appreciate about him. And I'm glad you brought out that running metaphor, because I was thinking that it's one of the best ways, one of the best, it was like one of the best themes he ran with.
Yeah, definitely. Like
the marathon mixtapes, and then him running into trouble, reason why he couldn't release it, because he had trouble with his label and so on and so forth.
Even the fact his first and only album is the Victory Lap.
And that as well, yeah, exactly.
It's just...
It's so bizarre. That's exactly what I mean. His first and only album was a Victory Lap. And it was well received by critics, well received by fans. Only after he died, that's when people that's when it shot to number one. But I was still glad about that. I won't be one of those fans that will be like, why didn't you show him love when he's alive? But if you can show him love now, show him love now. But I'm glad he's getting the recognition. And to be honest, it's kind of typical for an artist to be an artist or someone who's a writer or something, to be appreciated after the fact, rather than while they're here. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
I also think as well that And also, like, when somebody is that loved by that many people, they're a good person. Because there's so many artists, sports stars that have been inspired and are inspired by Nipsey. So, like, for one person to touch that many people, to me, like, it's incredible. It's very inspiring, and I do hope. And I feel like what's even more of a tragedy about it is the way in which he died, in the sense that it could have been prevented. Like, just a silly decision took away someone's life. Like, it just...
A silly decision on his part.
On the killer.
On the killer's part.
Yeah.
The thing is, there's two... I wanted to ask you about this. There's two alternative routes or two alternative theories about his death. There's one about the Dr. Sebi thing. Yeah. People were thinking that it's a conspiracy because he was going to push and promo Dr. Sebi. And then there was the other side of it, where it was about him just calling the guy that shot him a snitch. I was going to say, which one do you...
I don't think the Dr. Sebi thing.
You don't think it's that?
No.
I think that's a stretch.
Yeah, I feel like when he first died, that's what people told me. I was like, oh, please, like, really, I think you should be... The guy that killed him is there. Like, it's on camera.
Yeah,
it's not like it was just someone told you. Oh, I think this guy, like, it's on camera.
Yeah.
They caught him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible he called him a snitch. I don't know. But he's definitely said something to him to make him angry.
Yeah.
But I do think jealousy was also part of it as well. But I also feel like even the fact that he goes to his store, being who he is, lived the life that he's lived as well, he could have security with him 24/7. He gave security the day off. Like, to me, that's somebody that you're not going out looking for trouble. Because if you were, you would have security with you 24/7. I don't think he's one of those people that looks for trouble.
No.
So if he did call him a snitch, I'm pretty sure he had a good reason to call that person a snitch. Maybe the person was antagonizing him and he just... I don't know.
Apparently he was like a known person. I think the theory, what I have heard, is that the person was hanging around the shop, but he's known to be a snitch. And so then he didn't want him to hang around the shop. Yeah. And he said, oh, no one likes you. Like, you're a snitch. And so told him to go away. So then I think he caught feelings. He was offended by that and then came back for retaliation. Which is unfortunate that happened, especially that he caught him like that, where he was apparently buying... A friend of his came out of jail and he was just getting him new clothes. And then that happened. It's a tragedy in the sense that he's been killed right outside the store that he built in his own community, and he built it in his community as a testament of his hustle, because apparently he hustled on that same corner.
Yeah, he did
for 15 years or something like that. So that's
most of his early videos are all from that place,
in the same place. So then it shows where he's rooted and where he's grounded. Yeah, where he's actually trying to build his foundation. Yeah, exactly. And it shows that he's not... What's the word? He's about the community, basically. Yeah. He's not individualistic as...
Yeah. He's not egotistical, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So, if you remember, where were you when you heard the news? And how did you react?
Asleep. I woke up and Sharice messaged me and she was like, Nipsey. And the thing is that...
Did she just say Nipsey?
She just said Nipsey with a sad face. And as soon as she said that, I was like, uh-oh. Then I went on Instagram. That's how I get my news.
Yeah.
I went on Instagram and the first post, but obviously now that it's not in chronological order, the first post was Shade Room saying, prayers up. But they didn't say he had died. They said that they heard that he'd been shot.
That must have been early morning then.
Yeah. They heard that he'd been shot. And I was like, Then the next post was Angels. Shade Room Angels. Rest in peace. And I was like, oh, man.
Yeah.
And then someone else messaged me as well. Was like, oh my God, Nipsey. And I was like, oh. I don't know why people message me when people die. The same thing happened with Cadet. Same thing happened with Paul Walker from Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
I always see messages first. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was... And I was like, what? And then I think that's when everybody else started talking. And I was like, it didn't, like, how? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, and then I feel like for that whole week, I feel like the world was in mourning because everybody was just...
Yeah.
Like...
I was going to say, why do you think that it impacted the culture so much?
Because he was one of the good ones. Like...
Yeah.
He was one of the... And also he had just got, like, I would say, mainstream success. So he was just getting... Same with Cadet. And I feel like, because it happened so close after Cadet as well, for UK, I know for a fact, everyone here was like, again. Because the same thing with Cadet, he had just became, like, just got a UK top 40 or top 10, I don't know what it was, but he had just got on the charts. He was just, you know, I think he was in the film, like, he was just getting noticed, getting the recognition they deserved. That was it. That's what it was, the recognition they deserved. And then that's it. Like, I feel like, because I personally think that the direction Nipsey was going, he's probably going to eventually would have been, well, I guess he's still a great, but he probably would have got way bigger.
Yeah.
Because even like his last song, The Higher, like, aside from obviously how we feel about the song and how it is now, his verse in that song is just...
Verses are phenomenal.
Yeah. And he has been consistent. It's not like he even like just suddenly is getting better. He's always been that way in all his songs. So I feel like he probably would have collaborated a lot more with different artists as well, which would have been nice to have seen.
Definitely. Because this will lead on to how I found out the news as well. You said collaborated with different artists. Apparently, J. Cole texted him congratulations on the Victory Lap album. And then they were talking about the track that they were going to do, so on and so forth. And then the reason how I found out the news, I looked on J. Cole, like, I looked on the timeline, and then J. Cole he said something to Nipsey Hussle, and I thought Nipsey Hussle there was something that happened with him. The way that his tweet wasn't like he died. It was like as if something happened to him, or
like get well soon.
Yeah, something like that, or like something happened to his family. I said, what happened? He didn't at him. He just said Nipsey.
Okay.
And then I looked. I said, okay, let me see what's up with Nipsey Hussle. I was thinking what's going on with his family or whatever. And I said, see, shot and dead. I was like, wait, what? I woke up same as you. Like, I woke up like around 5:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning or something like that. And so when I saw that was shocking. That was not what I expected at all. At least it's because it happened. So it's like, it wasn't like he got shot and then like days happened and then that happened. It was just like bang, bang. That's it. And so then I was thinking, so like that, it's finished. Yeah. Like it was like, it's like
surreal.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, exactly.
Because that's exactly how I felt about Cadet. Like, yeah. Because I was actually a Cadet fan. Like, I won't say big, but I was a fan of Cadet. And like, for me, Cadet was unique in his storytelling, and that's what I like. I like lyrics in songs. Lyrics mean something to me, and I always felt like Cadet, like his freestyles, like, it's very rare for me that freestyles contain that much emotion. Like his Slut freestyle, oh my god, like you see the passion from him.
That's one thing I did like about Cadet.
Passion for sure. And so when I saw that he had died, I was like, what? Like, that's another thing that it took. I think it took a couple of days to actually sink in that way. Cadet
isn't living anymore. Like, he won't make music anymore.
Yeah, like
that kind of thing. Yeah,
it just didn't make it. I was like, what? He was just getting the recognition he deserved, and he was also he was always so thankful. He was always telling people how much he loved them.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's what makes it. Like, that's what makes it more like, same with Nipsey. Like, Nipsey was all about inspiring people. Like, that's what makes it a bit more raw.
Because it's the positive.
Exactly.
Yeah. I know what you mean. The positive. Yeah, I think that's why it hit me with Cadet as well. Because it was like, I didn't listen to Cadet that much. I listened to a few tracks here and there. Of course, I appreciated his storytelling and his passion. Just, you know, tracks like that he did for Crept and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then when I saw that, and it just, it actually made me think that we need to pray before we leave the house.
Yeah.
Pray when we come back. Be thankful when we come back in the house, because you never know. Like, he's just gone his way to work.
Yeah.
That's it. And then that happened.
And he was the only one in the car that died. And that's what, to me, like, same thing with Nipsey. Nipsey wasn't the only person there. I don't know if other people got shot. I think maybe one other guy got shot. But he was the one that died. Yeah. And even, look how many times 50 Cent was shot. He survived.
And he survived.
Like, people survived gunshots. Same with Cadet. Like, he was the only one in the Uber that died, and there were other people in the car. There were people on the other side as well. But why is it that those particular people died? Like, that's another thing that's like...
Yeah, why them? Yeah,
exactly.
Them. Why them?
So it's... Same with Paul Walker. I was a big Paul Walker fan. I love Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Like, when he died, I was like, what? But then, to be fair, having seen the car that he was in,
it made sense.
If he would survive that, I don't know.
Some sort of divine intervention.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it's just... And I feel like when things don't make sense, it's harder to digest. Like, if someone's ill, you could be like, oh, well, you know, like...
Yeah.
You know, we expect it. But when something out of the blue like that...
Yeah, sudden death is different.
It's like, what? Like, how do we process this?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, right now on my screen, I have a picture of Nipsey Hussle on the Freshman, XXL Freshman, 2010. Do you know, are you familiar with that one?
Yeah.
So basically on that one,
is he wearing his All Money In hat?
No, he's wearing a blue plaid shirt.
He's not wearing a hat? Oh,
no. So on this list, on this poster, he has J. Cole with him, Wiz Khalifa with him, Big Sean with him, Freddie Gibbs with him, J-Rock with him. Who else is there?
What year was this?
2010. Boy. So imagine he's had, he started out, let's say he started out. He started out on 2010. He's had the patience and the perseverance till 2018 to release his first album. He dies in 2019. So just when he's released his first, after his peers, let's say Big Sean and J. Cole, they've released multiple albums, and yet he's only just started, like, not just started, but he's just kind of coming to it. How do you feel about that? Like, knowing that he was still confident in himself even after all that time? Because a lot of people, like our generation, we would be discouraged. But
that's exactly what goes with this. That's why, you know, he practices what he preaches, because that's exactly a marathon.
Yeah.
Like he said, you don't watch what other people are doing. He had confidence and belief that you just keep going, and he did. And also another thing, he was a businessman. So aside from the music, he was still featuring on tracks as well. He was releasing tapes, just not albums. He did a joint one with YG.
Yeah. The tapes, yeah.
Yeah, so he was releasing music, I would say. And then to be honest, his clothing brand was quite big. Because when you think about it, I don't know many people that would go visit LA, or especially that area, and not go to the Marathon clothing store. Like, I know many people that go there just to take pictures outside the store. So he was smart. Like, sorry, I can see the Lion King film there. So he had a plan.
Yeah.
So to me, it just shows you how smart he was.
Yeah.
He released it when he was ready, I would say. I don't think he released it because he could have released an album 2010 when that hype was there. He
was supposed to release it in 2013, but he ran into problems with his label because he released the Marathon Continues, and so then that was going to be like the album or mixtape to cap off that series. But then when he ran into problems with the label, he then released Crenshaw, which he charged $100 for.
Yeah.
And to be honest, that was my introduction to Nipsey Hussle. As in, like, I heard about that. I was kind of like, who does this guy think he is, like, charging $100? To be honest, when I listened to it, I don't hear $100 worth, but I thought it was ballsy to kind of do that. And I did enjoy his I did enjoy that, and that did get me into him, even though I didn't think any album was worth 100, and I thought that it was kind of in his name. I kind of felt not resistant, but it's kind of like it felt like it was in his name to kind of hustle people to do certain things like that.
Yeah.
But then only when I started to see, like, let's say certain interviews with him, and then I started to gravitate more towards him, like, oh, he's not just about hustling as a material, just for the material gain of it, like a selfish way, not just for selfish gain. Because when I saw that one where he's talking about, yeah, these chains, this car, it depreciates in value, but we want something that appreciates. We want something that we want to invest in land, stuff like that. I felt like I could support that. You know what I mean? So then the hustle felt like it had a purpose, a higher purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
the only thing I would say that I wish I had taken in Nipsey Hussle earlier. Because I feel like it would have been nice to have compared how it made me feel before to how it made me feel now. Because now it's just all a different kind of feeling, all his music now. Because even when I listen to how I know it's crazy is there's certain times when something will happen and I'll be like, oh my God, Nipsey said that.
Yeah.
Or Nipsey has a line in one of his songs that relates to kind of this.
Yeah.
But it would have been nice to have probably taken him in a bit more earlier.
Yeah.
Maybe would have have a different outlook in life.
Yeah.
I would say.
It does make, so I'll tell you, from Crenshaw, I did follow him on Mailbox Money.
Oh yeah.
And I kind of faded off him. Yeah, I like it as well. It kind of faded off him from that, but not because I didn't like him or anything. It's just more so, I think I kind of got, it's just certain artists when you kind of just fade off them.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. So when he did release Victory Lap, it was nice. It was nice to kind of see that, oh, he finally made it, and he made something worth the wait.
Yeah.
Oh, my train of thought before. Let me try. I was talking about, so the music before and after. I appreciated him before, not as much as I could have, but I did appreciate him before and afterwards. When listening back to his music, it's like he knew he was gonna die, or he could die. He always knew it as a possibility in his mind. And there's certain things that he says, it just feels like it has a bit more gravitas, a bit more weight.
Yeah.
When you actually think about him dying this early.
Yeah.
So.
But even Rats in the Middle, which was his song before he died, when he's talking about his friend and he said, how can you die 30-something after banging all them years?
Yeah.
And every time I hear that song now and that verse, I just think.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think.
It's so ironic.
Yeah.
Like, he's questioning his own, like, the fate of his own friend, and now we're questioning it on him as well. It is actually crazy. Also, I was going to say, him winning the BET Humanitarian and Male Hip Hop Artist Awards, do you feel like that those were well deserved?
Humanitarian, yeah.
But the Male Hip Hop Artist Award, do you feel like that was pandering?
Was there a BET award after the Grammys, or was this the last one after the Grammys?
I think it was the last one. What do you mean?
This is the first BET award after the Grammys?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But the last BET awards was Victory Lap out.
I think it just came out after when they, like how, let's say, the Grammys are in like April, isn't they? Aren't they?
So it wouldn't have been able to have been in the category?
Yeah, because Victory Lap just came out in February, I think I remember. February or March.
Okay, yeah. So then this is the first BET Awards since that's come out.
Yeah.
So then it would have been nominated anyway. For it to be Grammy nominated, they definitely would have nominated it. Okay.
So you feel like they were honouring him, but at the same time, it wasn't like it was out of place.
I don't know about hip-hop artist.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have won if he had died.
Yeah, if he hadn't died, that's what.
I definitely don't think he would have.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, but that always happens with award shows anyway. The person that died always gets.
They did the same thing with Mac Miller.
Yeah, exactly. He definitely would have won.
He wouldn't have. As a Mac Miller fan, I'll say that as well. Like, I felt as though they did kind of pander to the audience for that.
The tribute was nice though, but I just feel like sometimes as well with Nipsey and YG, I feel weird watching YG perform because they played off each other so well that it feels weird watching YG perform a Nipsey and YG song.
Yeah. I saw that as well.
It doesn't feel the same. And and because I watched YG's interview after when he was talking about his album. YG released an album actually.
What was that one? So, Dangerous, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
But that was around the same time as Travis Scott's one, wasn't it? Yeah, it was.
Astroworld, yeah.
Astroworld, Travis Scott. I think Mac Miller's came out, or it was Nicki Minaj's. I remember that it was 3 big albums in that 1 week.
Yeah, the passion for YG. But I also think as well that that's the same thing I feel about Cadet when Dino performs that what's that song they had? Advice. That song that Cadet that went into the charts. I find it weird when Dino performs without, because they played off each other again. So like it was a collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
So when Dino performs, I'm just like, it just feels wrong. Same thing with Cadet and Big Tobes. What was that song they had? They had one song together that they literally played. It was a freestyle that they just turned into a song. And when Big Tobes performed the Ant Cadets tribute, I just thought, no. Certain songs, I think, when the artist dies, shouldn't be performed live.
What, because of the subject matter of the song, or just
because of the chemistry that artist had with that? Unless someone else is filling in. It just feels it's not
the same.
You can't sing a solo, a duet basically with one person.
I see what you mean. Something that was meant to be a duet, it should be sung. Yeah, I see what you mean. All right, because since we're running out of time, I don't think we're gonna get into the festivals and stuff, and I don't want to hold you too long. So I'm gonna end with this question that I had. A couple questions. The highest human act is to inspire. That's what he said. So do you feel like he's achieved this act for you as a listener, observer?
Definitely. And
do you feel like he's inspired others to do this? And what do you expect to grow or develop from his legacy from now?
I think he's definitely 100% inspired. The only thing I'm worried about is I wonder if it will be just for now.
Like temporary.
Like in 10 years' time, are people still going to talk about Nipsey Hussle?
Yeah. I think they will.
I think his fans will.
I think...
What song would you say people will be playing in 10 years?
I don't know. But I feel like people will still talk about it.
Nipsey. People will always talk about Nipsey,
Yeah, I think people still talk about it. But I don't know. I think that's the thing. I think, like you mentioned, he was a businessman as well. I think it transcends music. And I think that's the reason why he wasn't so well... Not that he wasn't so well received, but people didn't take an interest into music so much until he died. Yeah. And then it was like, I think only when he died, it's like people appreciated the man and they thought, I need to listen to what he said in the music as well. So then that's why they just decided to do that. Me, I didn't really take an interest in his business side so much. So then let's say, for example, if I, as a listener of music, then started to buy his brand and get into his brands, it's kind of like that.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
So...
yeah, I get what you mean. But I would say, personally, it's very unlikely I would forget Nipsey Hussle.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, like, even now, there'll be times when I'm in a mood, I just want to hear Nipsey. Because I just know that he's going to be talking sense, kind of thing. Definitely has inspired me. I definitely think he's inspired other people. And like I said, with the invest in yourself thing, I think black people as a whole should take inspiration from Nipsey Hussle. Because Nipsey did what a lot of us are trying to do. He invested in himself, he cut out the middleman, and he gave back to his community. And that's something that us as black people, if and when we become successful or are in a position to do that, should be doing that. Because I don't think we do it enough. And I think that is one lesson we should all take. And I say black people because...
I know what you mean.
I'm black. But I think that black people are the worst when it comes to giving back to our own. Like, I feel like sometimes we have this mentality that if and when we make it, that's it. Like, forget the past kind of thing. We want to be...
Quite individualistic.
Yeah. And that's why even now there's still comic relief. It's not black people giving back to Africa. It's non-black people. And I think that's sad because so many of us people are in positions and situations where we can. So why are we not helping our own? We need to uplift each other. So I think that's one thing people should take from him.
I think that was perfectly put. was gonna say so I'm gonna end with a hypothetical question, a bit different. So if you were to die today, God forbid, and you left a legacy, what would you want it to be? When I say legacy, I mean as in also like a tagline message. You know, like how Nipsey's was "The marathon continues and all money in," that kind of thing. What would you envision yours to be? What do you feel like? I know it's a deep question, it's a hard question.
Boy, do you have one?
Yeah. I'm kind of taking it off. This podcast gonna make me seem like a J. Cole stan. But I'm taking it off his KOD album. You know when that voice kept on saying "choose wisely"?
Mm-hmm.
It would be that. Like, as in, I would want everything that I'd want to push is about choosing wisely, choose the best option, choose what's good for you in the future. Like, think about what you're choosing right now affects, I don't know, your children or your family or your community, that kind of thing. So choose wisely. I feel like that's just pretty much sound advice. It's not giving you too much. It's not being too preachy, but it's enough to make you like, what's the word? Cautious.
Okay, yeah.
About what you do.
Yeah.
And the impact of what you do. So I think choose wisely would be mine. And because I'm always even my nickname, tag name is Sage, means wise man. That's my ideal. That's what I want to be. So that is perfect for me. That's what it would be.
I actually don't know.
I might ask you at a later date.
Yeah.
It's something to think. It's something to think about. It is something to think about.
PicThink, thinking for media.
But yeah, thanks for joining. Okay. Thanks for joining me. And it was long overdue, but got there.
Yes,
got there in the end.
Finally.
But yeah, R.I.P. to Nipsey Hussle. Sprint. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Exactly. That's why I told you that don't worry about cancelling or postponing it. Just anytime you can. And I'd prefer to do it when we're both like relaxed, calm. We're not thinking too deeply about where we need to be next, so on and so forth, that kind of thing. Yeah. I feel like now I feel like what Nipsey has contributed to is like the fact that I just don't want to rush things. Yeah. Just take my time with things. Just take it as it goes. And just kind of put out something of quality at the end. Yeah. Something that you can be proud of at the end of it.
Yeah.